start.
All right, we're recording. This is
Good.
the official start.
All right. Welcome to ASM.
Welcome to ASM.
So this is the latest S2. Last year we lost an S2, and it was kind of already a rough shell to begin with. So we're kind of on the.
Here's my car. I crashed my car.
We were looking for a new shell to start with, and one popped up from a fellow Instagrammer, Brad from S2K Takeover.
The car started basically as a complete shell, like one of the most stripped shells you've ever had, right? Like nothing.
Pretty close.
Rolling suspension.
I mean, T2 was like that. I mean, I stripped it down to nothing, no subframes or anything. So this is kind of at this point, it's going to be a very much clone of T2.
Basically, I wrecked my car last year. I was trying too hard with some setup stuff, and when I wrecked my car, a bunch of people reached out with opportunities with stuff, and Brad from S2K Takeover, they had the shell sitting in a warehouse or at a shipyard or something, and he basically said, we kind of been keeping this as our spare just in case we need it, and it looks like you need it. So Darian brought it out to us at PRI. We took it on and basically didn't really know what it was going to be at first. I was kind of thinking build it up slowly as my own race car again. And then someone else decided that it was going to get turned into what it's getting turned into now. So we thought we'd do a little build vlog.
Yep, it was going to be a new T3, slow build. Going to do like, I don't know, the best of everything we could. But things started coming together and we had an event at COTA. Not sure what car we were going to take. I kind of saw that we had all the parts for this car. They're here. All it takes is time. So let's just spend a few late nights and stuff and let's get this thing together. And it's currently mostly there. Car got caged from Artsem, got that back, what, 3 weeks ago. Stripped it down to a bare shell and painted it just last week, Thursday. And started reassembling everything. And a week later, it's 90% a race car.
Cage, when we got the car back from the cage, we had to paint it, prime it, get it looking nice and pretty. We went with white, keep it cool for the driver inside. We don't know who's driving it yet. We might, I don't know, split it. We might.
We'll see which one's faster.
See which one's faster, and I'll take the other one probably. But you know what? If the worst case is the T2 is like the slower car,
yeah.
I mean, look out GLTC.
Yeah. Taking you to our local parts yard.
Parts yard.
The U-pull yard. We had this nicely covered up, but we've been having to rob parts off of it little by little. This is the old car. Not a lot left to it, but there's always those little pieces you need when building a car. A little, you know, maybe bracket or a little sensor or something. In this case, we've used like a lot of the little harness stuff. There's a couple like alignment bolts and stuff I needed to steal off it. We had to cut some out of the new car, but yeah.
So we just go shopping at the parts bin. But if you look at the difference between the new shell's cage, and this was an old SCCA car, it's like just...
I mean, this cage served its purpose. This cage also had to fit, what was that class? Some street,
Touring 3, it had to fit.
All the stock body panels.
Yeah, it had to fit the full interior, basically. Like, it had to fit within the stock. Man, I haven't been in this car.
Hope I don't trip.
You want this switch?
The kill switch?
Probably worth a lot.
That didn't even work. Someone wired it up wrong.
But yeah, I mean, we visited this car at least a half dozen times, or a couple dozen times.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing to come look at, but
yeah,
it's an okay reminder.
And then from there, just started reassembling stuff. We had the whole engine and drivetrain still from Tom's old car, which was still a perfectly running engine and everything. So that was kind of easy because it was already together. So literally just back in the car. Went through all the suspension, refreshed all the suspension arms, put all fresh spherical bearings in. Got the Reinhardt R2s freshened up from Dave at TF Works. All new Hawk brakes, rotors, pads. The diff was still good from Tom's car, that went back in. As things started coming together, I just saw like an opportunity to let's get this car ready for COTA. Kind of fun to do the last minute fresh stuff sometimes too.
You've been a literal Tasmanian devil around the office for a week. Like,
it's
just a blur, just all over the place.
It's a little bit of a challenge, and I like a challenge, so yeah, I think it'll be a good car.
So this is V1 of the build.
Yes, there's
T3 V1.
T3 V1. This is kind of, yeah, just its first iteration, and it'll only get better and faster from here. So.
Complete clean slate to work with. We have a bunch of car parts from a wrecked shell, and we have a complete shell ready for car parts. So we just kind of mishmashed everything together from the old car plus what you had sitting around. And
yeah, it helps when you have several S2s sitting around. You can just borrow parts off of when you need. So
that's the ASM way. Everything in the pot, everyone gets something out of the pot.
It's kind of a community thing. Got a fresh Zebulon wing put back on the car. Got all the seat harness, got a lifeline harness for Carl's seat. Gonna do all of the wiring. I think that's pretty much what's left on the car at this point. Hopefully we can knock that out by this weekend. yeah, I think that's about it, right?
So that's kind of where things stand for the last, I don't know, month. Most of that was in the last week. You can't be stopped. It's just about to fire it for the first time, essentially. And COTA is a week away, so deadline's coming up quick, but we expect to be racing at COTA, at least in V1 shape, right?
Well, it's what?
At least in V1 trim, right?
Yes, hopefully. All goes well.
Any last thoughts?
Let you know by midnight.
We're gonna keep the documentation on this build going, so stay tuned for that. Next week it hits the dyno, and then we get it ready for the race. And we'll document the race too, so thanks for watching.